Hey, what is Barry? This is your boy Nowonshall coming at you with yet another Star Trek Leak video. Today we diving into the new content, the little preview that we get at hand for section 31, part 2, which is gonna be more new stuff, like a new Solo Wave Defense, a new ship, some new officers, some new cosmetics, and some what else is there? And officers, cosmetics, artifacts. So let's dive into the content. So the first thing we gotta look at is the Elite Solo Wave Defense, which is coming out. Let me go down to it. So let me drive down, down. So Elite Solo Wave Defense. So it is coming a part of this arc. Um, Elite Solo version of the existing Solo Wave Defense, Orion Prowlers, and new challenge, Syndicate Reavers have powerful abilities and fast impulse. Wave 6 through 9, that requires a G31 active ability. So you have to have a GS31 to be able to do wave 6 through 9. So most likely we're going to peter out at 5. So you got to use a G31, GS31 to counter the apex barrier and weaken and destroy groups of hostiles with the new ship's ability, Gravitational Beam. You earn a large quantity of Section 31 access keys along with G31 recon data to upgrade the ship in exchange for ship parts. So that's the little gist information we got there for that. And we're going to look at the new artifacts that are coming now. So let's open up the new artifacts. Bam. So we have 3 new artifacts coming to the game, which is Echo Papa 607. It's going to be an epic. It increases your weapon damage by X%. B is going to be when fighting player at the start of each round, increase your ship's isolated defense by X% for 2 rounds. And then we have the C part of it, which is increases Apex Shred against players for X%. So that's for the PvP players who want to be able to rip through people's Apex barrier to do more damage at a quicker basis. Then we have the rare Morphogenic Virus. A combat start reduces opponent's crit hit chance by X% for 5 rounds. Does not trigger on armadas, assaults, or station defense. The next one is going to be increases gravitational blast damage against players by X%. And we have the next one is reduced crit damage of weakened players by X%. And then we have the next railers, Tothian Mines. Increases isolated defense by X% for 2 rounds when hit by a crit hit. Next one is increases raw Trillium A, D, raw Omega Trillium loot obtained in Mirror Universe. That's kind of cool. And then the next one is increases crit damage against Mirror Universe hostiles. So that one's going to be focused on pure mirror related hostiles. So then we get our new officers a part of this one. So let's drop that. Up that we have 2 new officers coming part of the game. Is we have Epic Quasi, his group Mirror Universe. That's his group. His officer abilities increases Apex Shred by against players by X%. His below deck abilities increases Apex Shred against non-Armada hostiles by X%. So Apex Shred against okay, that's kind of cool. And then we have rare Alok Sashar, which is officer abilities increases Apex Shred against players by X% if on the GS31. Interesting. They're gonna try to make that a PvP ship. Huh. Okay. And then we have the blow deck abilities increases Apex Barrier against Explorer hostiles by X%. Okay, that's an interesting one. So against Explorer, so if you ran like a cube or an old battleship, you'll be able to rip through hostiles with actually Apex Barrier. That's not none of your normal ones. Maybe some G6 ones, maybe some not Mirror Universe, maybe some Mirror Universe, and some Solo Wave Defense ones. That's a little bit interesting, that one. And then let's look at the next one. So we went to, I read you out the Epic Solo Wave. So we're going to look at the new ship, the GS31. So let's bring this down. Let's bring the ship up. Pop the ship right there. Oops, that's not ship. Ship right there. So a lot of us seen the GS31. And a lot of us already seen the infographic that came along with the GS31. So the GS31 is a grade 4 interceptor. It excels against Apex Raiders, hostiles, and is equipped with gravitational blast that does direct hull damage against chains to multiple non-Armada hostiles. I kind of think that's kind of cool. And then its passive ability is Apex Shred, increase Apex Shred against Apex Raiders. Other one is Mark for Disposal, increase your base damage against Apex Raider hostiles. And then the Apex Blast, Gravitational Blast, fires a deadly beam that does direct damage to hull and applies a weakened status to players and non-Armada hostiles. So it's kind of a debuff as well. Um, if your target is non-Armada hostile, the beam splits and hits additional non-Armada hostiles in the system. How many is that? That's my question. Upgrade the GS31 to increase the gravitational blast damage. Okay, kind of like the cube, makes sense. Unlock research to increase the number of targets the beam will hit an effective of debuff applied weakened state. So again, you gotta increase the level of the ship to be able to increase its effectiveness and drop a debuff on players and hostiles. What kind of debuff that is? The research in the tree is the GS31 warp range and hazard resistance, gravitational blast, number of targets and damage. So that's a research based one. Then we have apex barrier versus weakened players, or apex shred versus weakened players, reduced mitigation, penetration, critical damage of weakened non-Armada hostiles. And then we have repair cost efficiency G4 plus, which is gonna be nice. Then we have material cost efficiency G4 plus for ships. Then we have a ship parts cost efficiency G4 plus for ships. So what they're trying to add is more efficiency part of the game to move a lot of your G4 players up to G5, a lot of your G5 players up to G6, and as G6 players a little bit higher up that chain, just a little bit more. The more cost efficiency research, the better for the game. I know it's not the most exciting stuff in the game, nothing that's like going to be or game changing, but it will change your game to the fact of it's going to increase your cost efficiency across the board for your ships, which can be a costly subject in the game, which can hit you hard where it hurts. But then again, that is a great addition to the game. If we look at the new ship, how it's supposed to go, you're supposed to hit the new hostiles, use your beam, collect the loot, go down, exchange it for goods in the Section 131 store. It's kind of just that full circle that we get there. But to me, that's a bit interesting that they're adding that in the game, a ship that has multiple targets. I'm guessing it's going to be a weakened version of the cube that can hit multiple targets at once, but at the same time, one that actually debuffs hostiles, which is kind of cool. The officers to me are, give or take, that I can take them or leave them. I like the Chaos Tech, the Tholian Mines, which is kind of cool. I do like they're adding another Elite Wave Defense, which is kind of cool for the solos on that one. In my experience, I like doing the solos from doing it because I don't got to rely on a team to do it. I can do it on my time since I don't have a normal schedule. And when the people are actually doing it or when I'm working, cool. I don't mind that. This is not a bad part of content. This is not a bad part of anything. It's a new ship add to the game. Yeah, I know. It's going to hope they have a free-to-play track for that one. But we'll see what happens there. We have a new wave defense, some new officers and some chaos tech. It's not some huge changes. It's not a huge arc, but it's a nice cost of living arc if you look at the research that comes with the ship. And I'm guessing you have to have the ship to get that research. That's my guess from what I'm looking at. All right, guys, it's your boy Nowonshall signing out. If you guys liked my content, forget the like button. Don't forget the subscribe button. Don't forget there are donation links if you do want to donate. You don't have to. It doesn't matter to me. You guys are awesome just for even watching my video. I know I'm kind of stagnant with my video creation lately, but I'm trying to do my best for you guys. But I'm glad you guys are still sticking around watching my videos. All right, guys, it's your boy Nowonshall signing out. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.